All right, welcome, welcome. We're gonna start in a seated position. If you have a block, grab it, and I'll show you where we're going with it. Oh, perfect, Mary, no worries. All right, so come to a seat. We're gonna come into a hero pose, which we sit, the option is to sit on the heels, or you can use your block and spread the feet wide so your hips are sinking in between the heels, or you can bring this block underneath to sit on. So heels can be on either side of the hips, or that doesn't feel good for the knees, maybe the ankles, then bring them in and just sit on the heels. You could also skip the block and work on reaching the sit bones down in between the heels, and that'll give us more stretch for the quads, the knees. And this is a pretty good ankle stretch. So if you are tighter around the ankles, you'll feel this pretty quick. You might come and just bring a block there, and that'll take it out. And you can take that block a little higher too, maybe on it's a little wobbly if you come on the highest height, but it can still work. So this is called hero pose. And we're just gonna take a minute or so here to begin. So if you're just joining, we're sitting on the heels or sitting in between the heels, maybe on a block. So any of those options. Hands rest on top of the thighs. Go ahead and sit up tall and close the eyes. And we'll just start to come into our yoga space, letting go of our morning so far, or our to-do list, to the rest of our day or the weekend plans. And just dedicate this time to yourself. Dedicating this space, this little bubble around your mat, to yourself, to your body, to your mind, to your practice. And let's just take a few deep breaths here, at your own pace, with your own breath. And just really fill up with air, and then fully release. So let's just take a couple more deep breaths here. Stay as you are. Welcome to Peace and Power. We'll do some power here. We'll warm up the body, and then we'll end with some deeper stretching, longer holds, more focus on the breath. All right, let's go ahead and open the eyes. From that position, we'll make our way into down dog. So come on out. Take the hands forward, spread the fingers nice and wide, tuck the toes, come up and back. Now this can be just an option. You could come into child's pose if that sounds like a better idea here. Knees wide, big toes touch, walk the hands forward, or even somewhere in between. Maybe a puppy pose where the hips are lifted and we're walking our hands forward, reaching the heart towards the floor. But just take a couple breaths wherever you are. In that down dog, you might pedal out the feet, bend the knees, find some movement. And then definitely find your breath here. Breathing in and out. Just being aware of our breath whenever we can. It's a great reminder coming to your mat, coming to your yoga practice, to keep focusing on that breath. All right, from your down dog or child's pose, come on into a plank position. So top of a push-up, feel free to lower the knees here. And the wrists are just under the shoulders, whatever feels most comfortable for your wrists there. And then lengthen through the spine. Heart reaches forward, belly engaged. Start to find our power here. Keep with the breath. It's almost like you're pushing the floor away here, away from the heart. Couple more breaths, nice and strong. Take an inhale. And exhale. Let's press it up and back, down dog. So just lift those hips up and back. And then we'll walk the hands back towards the feet and come into a ragdoll for a couple breaths. So feet can be apart as much as you like. Bend the knees. Let the head go. Give a little shake of the head. Yes, no. You might sway side to side, getting a little bit more in that lower back. Let's take one more full breath here. And then inhale, walk those hands back to our plank. Find your plank once again. Now we're gonna take it into side plank from here. So right hand to the center, toes, heels, ankles touch, roll it open. Feel free to lower the bottom knee here. And then our option is to lift this top leg, whatever variation you're in. Lift that top leg, maybe lift the gaze up with the top hand. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Take it back to center. Find your plank position. Take an inhale there and an exhale. Then left hand to the center. Toes, heels, ankles touch. Roll it open. Other side, side plank. I'm going to flip it around here so I see you. You could lower the bottom knee down. And then everybody lift that top leg. You can take the gaze up at the top hand. Hold for 3. Breathe 2. Woo, and 1. Starting to build that heat, that power. Come back to our plank. Inhale here. Exhale. Press it up and back, down dog. Couple breaths there. Woo! On your next inhale, gaze forward, and we'll walk the feet forward to the front of the mat. Halfway lift there, hands can come to the shins, create a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And we're gonna roll up to standing. We can bend the knees a lot here. Let the head and neck roll up last. And just roll up that spine. And we'll come to standing here. Beautiful. Bring the palms together in front of the heart. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Feel the feet on the floor. Let's inhale those arms out and up. And then exhale. Interlace the fingers behind the back or just reach behind the back here. Open the chest, lift the gaze. And then we're going to come forward with that reach behind the back. So come forward into this forward fold. Feel free to widen the feet. And you might, if your fingers are interlaced, you might start to take the arms up off the back a little bit. Let the head go. Couple breaths. And release those hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back into that plank position. Once again, feel free to lower the knees here, but we're gonna make our way to the belly. Keep the elbows close to the body, lower down. Tops of the feet release, lift up into cobra. So we're pressing into the hands here, hugging the elbows in, and we lift with the heart. Let the heart lead as you lift the chest off the floor. And we're gonna flow with this a couple times. So exhale, lower down. Once again, press into the tops of the feet, the pelvis, as we lift up with the heart. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, maybe we take it up a little higher. Hug those elbows in, lift the heart. Woo, exhale. Felt a little adjustment there around the spine. And then press it up and back, down dog once again. Or child's pose. You can take child's pose or drop down into tabletop at any time, all right? From our down dog or tabletop position, we'll extend the right leg up. Inhale. Exhale, step the foot forward. Coming into a lunge, crescent lunge, arms overhead. Feel free to lower the back knee down, or we're on the ball of the back foot. Take a couple of breaths here. Try not to let the shoulders come up into the ears. Create space and length for the neck. From here, we'll interlace the fingers behind the back. So maybe the opposite thumb is on top this time, if you're interlacing, or just reaching behind the back in some way. And we'll open the chest, the heart, lift the gaze, inhale. And exhale, hold here. All right, inhale, we'll keep the hands behind the back. We'll start to take the chest forward and really load this front leg, light on the back foot, or we'll take off here, lifting the back leg up, coming into a balance with the hands behind the back or those fingers interlaced. Now, option here is to stay here or come into toppling tree, where the nose starts to reach down towards the floor and that lifted leg starts to reach up and the hands still interlaced behind the back or reaching behind the back. So a lot of balance here. And you could always bring your hands to the floor here, making it more like a standing split. Hold for 3. Let the head go. 2. And 1. We'll step it back into our lunge. Release the hands from behind the back. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, hands release. Step back into our plank. Inhale there. Exhale, we'll chaturanga through to the belly or hover. Feel free to lower the knees. And then we come up into our cobra, chest lift or up dog. We're lifting the thighs on that up dog. And then down dog, press back. Couple breaths there. Perfect. On your next inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward, crescent lunge here. Come on up, set it up. Arms overhead, couple breaths. We square the hips, so right hip forward, left hip back. Now we're taking our hands once again behind the back, whatever way, whatever interlace, feel whatever, wherever you like there. Then lift the chest, inhale. Hold here, exhale. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, keep the hands behind the back there as we start to lean our chest forward. You might just stay here in this lunge, light on the back foot, or we lift off. Take that back leg up, find a balance. Maybe stay here or toppling tree. We start to reach our nose down to the floor, lifting that right leg up. Woo, balance, breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. We'll step it back into our lunge. Release the arms overhead. Inhale. Nothing like a good balance to start our day. Exhale, hands down, step back. Chaturanga through. Or not. You can always skip these and meet us in down dog. Couple breaths there, or child's pose. Great job. All right, from our down dog, we're gonna come forward into plank. We're gonna work with that side plank again. So right hand to the center, toes, heels, ankles touch, open it up, or release this right knee down. Now we're gonna take it into like a tree position, fallen tree. So lifting that top leg and then placing the toe around the calf or maybe the inner thigh, but avoid the knee. We wanna go above or below the knee. So making that tree shape in the legs. And if we are modified here, the bottom knee down, you can maybe bend the knee, reach for the foot here, and still work in the balance. So wherever you are, hold for 3, 2, maybe lift that gaze up, and 1, release. Come back to our plank or tabletop, feel free to lower the knees. And let's take it over to the other side. So left hand to the center. Modify our full position. And if you have the bottom knee down, you can lift this top leg and reach for the foot. Or we're taking it into tree legs here. That top leg lifts. Placing the foot to the inside of the calf or the thigh, and then lift those hips. Maybe lift the gaze up. Let me sneak a peek here. Beautiful. Hold for 3. Oh, Maria's puppy. 2. Beautiful, Katie. Medora. And 1. Release. Come back to your plank position. And take it up and back. Down dog or child's pose. Woo, we're getting close. We're getting close to that piece. All right, let's gaze forward from down dog. Walk, step, or jump the feet to meet the hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up to standing. And release those arms. All right, let's do tree standing. Since we did it on the floor already, let's do a little balance here. So ground down into that left foot. Spread out the toes. If you need to come to a wall, hand on a wall works great here. We'll lift the right ankle, or sorry, foot inside the left ankle or calf or inner thigh. So above or below the knee. You bring the hands together in front of the heart. And then bring your focus into this standing leg. Very strong, grounded down into the foot. Lifting up through the crown of the head. Beautiful, find your balance. Then we might take the arms into it, extending the arms overhead or maybe out. Maybe our branches sway in the breeze of our living room or bedroom or wherever we're at. You can challenge yourself there, maybe lift the gaze, couple more breaths. Beautiful, and then we'll start to bring the palms back to center. And then without placing that foot down quite yet, turn the knee forward, hug that knee into the chest, maybe roll the foot around a little bit here, circle the foot, get into the ankle, hug that knee in, inhale. And exhale, release. Shake the standing leg out a bit. And we'll take it into the other side. So ground down into that right foot. Beautiful. Left foot comes up wherever, above or below the knee. Hands together in front of the heart. Stand tall, that standing leg, super strong. Grounding into the foot. And then extend the arms however you'd like, maybe taking the hands behind the back, that interlacing of the fingers again, or reaching behind in some way. And we might start to lift the gaze up, challenge our balance, or not. Just keep breathing where we're at. One more full breath here. If you're feeling pretty sturdy, maybe close an eye. Challenge for the last breath. Maybe both eyes. Woo. And then go ahead and release the arms from behind or release the hands back to heart center. And then we'll start to turn this knee forward and hug the knee in. Get some movement in the ankle. Circle around one direction and the other. Perfect. Great. Balance. Release. Shake it out. And then let's come back to the front of the mat. We have just another minute or so before we take it to the floor and slow it down. We'll take those arms out and up as you inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. Stay here and take your feet about hips width apart. We're going to take our peace fingers and wrap them around the big toes. So you might need to bend your knees to get there. And then once you have that little wrap, you can start to lower the head forward and lift the hips up. Maybe start to straighten the legs a bit more. And we're thinking about reaching the crown of the head down, 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 down. So we're really lengthening through the spine. And then we're lifting the sit bones up. So our core is engaged here. Even though it might feel like you just want to let go, hug that belly in. That will create strength so we can lift the hips up and straighten the legs a bit more. One more full breath here. And then on your next inhale, we'll release those fingers, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into our plank. Feel free to move through a chaturanga. We'll meet in down dog. This is always optional, but a great way to reset between poses, our segments, our power to our peace. And then let's lower to our child's pose. Knees wide, big toes touch. Walk those hands forward, forehead to the floor or to the back of the hands. And just take some breaths here. Start to settle down into the floor, into our peace. You might rock your head a bit side to side, massaging our third eye, our center of intuition, that space between the eyebrows. And our third eye allows us to see things that we can't see physically. So like moods. Moods are sometimes easier to see, but like different things like that, things you can't see with the physical eye. Energy, people's energy, their vibes. All right, let's take one more breath. And then we'll walk the hands in and swing the legs around. We're kind of working with that tree shape in the legs. So we're going to work with that here as well. Extend the legs forward. And then we'll take this right foot in to the inside of the left thigh. So making that tree shape, but in a seated position. And you might place a block underneath this bent knee or sit up on a blanket. But let's sit up real tall, extend through the spine, maybe even take the arms up. Inhale. And it's a bit of a rotation. So we're rotating towards the left a bit so that we can square shoulders over the extended leg. And then round forward as you're ready. Maybe it's a little bit, maybe a lot of it. Maybe we can even start to reach for the foot if we have the range, but not necessary. There's not much that happens once you get there anyways. It's the same. We're still breathing and stretching. So we'll take about 5 to 10 breaths here. Feel free to allow that rounding in the back rather than extending and reaching. Allow that rounding, maybe the head releases forward. And then breathe there. Be with the breath. Follow the breath. Another way we can use our third eye is visualizing that air coming into the lungs and out. Even though we can feel it and sense it, or feel it and hear it, we can also use that visualization. Letting the face, the jaw release, relax. We'll take a couple more breaths here on this side. And on your next inhale, go ahead and come on up. And I can help this knee in back to center and then extend the leg out. Perfect. Other side, left foot comes in. So we're just kicking it to the other side. I'm not sure what this pose is in yin. This pose, I'm gonna have to look that up. And there's usually yin has little different names. All right, let's sit tall. Maybe take those arms up, and then we'll rotate a bit to the right. Hands lower down, and then start to fold over that extended leg. And we have plenty of time here, so you might ease into it a bit more rather than stretching right away. Round the back, let the head go. And let that breath, you have that rhythm of breath in and out, that constant flow. And our level of awareness of the breath changes. So wherever our mind goes, you might take that awareness off the breath, but we always have that opportunity to come back. Keep coming back to the attention, to the awareness on the breath. We'll take a few more rounds of breath here on this side. See if we can soften just a little bit more. Wherever you feel the stretch. I always feel this one around the lower back, the QL, around the sacrum. Just breathe into that space. One more, whatever space that is for you. One more breath. And then on your next inhale, slowly come out of it. Grab the knee here, hug the knee back to center. And then we'll make our way onto our back, and we'll do a little supine twist before I send you on your way. So come on to the back. Let's hug both knees into the chest. Rock it out. And then we'll take the knees over to the right and reach back through the left arm. You could straighten this top leg, maybe reach for a toe or the outside of the foot. And that could get more into the IT band, a little bit of a stretch there. Couple deep breaths. Allow the body to sink into this twist. Surrender to the twist. And then on your next inhale, take it back to center, knees to center, pause. And then release the knees over to the other side. To the left, reach back through the right. Maybe straighten this top leg, reach for the outside of the foot or the big toe. And then think about reaching that right shoulder back down towards the floor. Really opening up the chest, the heart. A few more breaths. Beautiful. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center with those knees. And let's take that final squeeze. Hug the knees into the chest. Could lift the forehead towards the knees, wrap the arms around the shins, give yourself a squeeze. Inhale. And exhale, release out into our Shavasana. Find relaxation. Extend the legs, extend the arms. And feel free to take the arms maybe wide. Sometimes I like to take it more of a T, the arms into a T position. And that can go for the legs as well. You can take the legs wider, whatever feels best for your body. You might wiggle around, scoot around, and just find a place that you could be still for as long as possible, whether that's a minute, 5 minutes. Close the eyes, soften the face, the jaw. And allow this stillness. And I'm going to log us off here. The light in me honors and sees the light in each of you. Have a great Friday. Namaste, everyone. We'll see you soon.